Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So as we began last week, which was sound in our meditation and see how that sound in our meditation impacts us. And to begin, we began with just simple humming. However, just simple humming has this huge range of effects, which now you can understand that in many of the traditions, when they're actually praying, inverted commas, and we can see this in the gurdwaras or in the Buddhist temples, you'll find that they're just muttering. Is that not a form of humming? Is that not just a form of humming? They know what they're saying within the mental construct, they know what they're saying, but the sound that they're making is one which like a hum that keeps changing frequently. And you will hear this in all sorts of traditions, the wise old traditions. Whereas there are those who will read it very, very clearly, this ik, o, onkar, very, very clearly, which has its own impact. So this humming exercise has been part and parcel of human evolution and medicine for infinitum. It's just now modern science, we'll call it that, has started to acknowledge how frequencies impact the human body, how frequencies, because they have weapons that can induce hallucinations. They have weapons that can kill you, that can stop a heartbeat. Yeah, just through a frequency. Just through a frequency. So these exist. Even there is very credible information in one area. You remember the Rwanda massacre that happened in Rwanda? What enabled this whole group of people to just shift their perception? And there are reports that particular planes flew overhead with frequencies which impact people, behavior. So there are weapons called the growler, for example. Yeah, the word tells you what it is. It's a frequency-based weapon. Now, if frequencies can impact us in this kind of way and they can be used, so what is a frequency? Even a laser is a frequency. It's just a very fast frequency. That's all it is. Sound is a slower frequency, but it's a frequency. So if you can burn things with lasers, you can move things with sound. So the Tibetans, they demonstrate this with their horns, where they can move objects just by, a group of people getting together, playing horns, creating a frequency which allows whatever's in the middle, whether it's a ton or half a ton, to become less weighted, and therefore it's able to maneuver. So frequencies have been used, but frequencies have been manipulated now to a degree that the frequencies that we are listening to with our regular music at 440 hertz is slightly out of sync with, I think it's 432 hertz or 4, yeah, 432. And likewise, just out of sync. And therefore, it unbalances you. Even the music that you're hearing, in fact, there's a Sufi chap called Hazrat Inyat Shah, who wrote a book called The Dangers of Music. Now, if you came across that book and you read The Dangers of Music, you'd think the man's a fool. But it's only now you realize how, for example, frequencies and then add language and imagery in order to create a whole scene, the rap scene, particularly within the African American community, how it's perceived, how women are perceived, how money is perceived, how power is perceived, how violence is perceived. It doesn't just happen. Frequencies, images, and allowing the music. Now, within the traditions of the Sikhs, you have within its sacred text, you have 31 different rags that are recommended. Now, each rag, now there is nothing quite equivalent that I can use within the Western musical scene to say what a rag is, because I don't have the language. But a rag is a very organic evolution, but based on the scales. And every individual has a different way of expressing it. But these rags are sung at particular time in order to invoke a particular emotion. So if you are feeling, let's give you an example. So there is a rag that's going to allow you to feel trust, but at the same time introduce to you the insight that everything is temporary. So that's the wisdom. Everything is temporary. You can't hold on to anything. What does that do to someone? It makes them unstable. But the rag, the emotional space that's allowed to create, is one of trust, one of being held. Do you see how the two work together? So the emotional space is your lived experience, my lived experience is based on the emotional state. That's it. How you feel, the feel of being alive. So if you're distressed, there is a different feel. If you are feeling joyful, it's different. Not happy, joyful, an internal state. Great gratitude, an internal state, right? So when you feel that, life has a different quality. When you feel despondent, hopeless, that has a different quality. Yeah, the feel of life. We can use music, frequency, sound, words. When you talk to someone who is feeling a bit low, or if you're feeling kind of high and others are talking to you of their dukh, their heaviness, it impacts you. Frequencies. So it comes in every shape, comes in every shape. So the easiest way to now look at how to introduce this incredible science, and it's an incredible science which is yet to manifest. It begins with humming, because you can all feel it. You can all do it. There's no language involved. There's no doctrine involved. There's no religion involved. There's no spirituality involved. It's got nothing to do with any of that. What it's got to do with is you, how you feel at the start of this process and at the end of this process. And all the studies so far, and they're very limited from what I can understand, demonstrate that it works with the vagus nerve. That's the key thing. It works with the vagus nerve, and which that means is through that it makes kicks off, stops your flight response system, brings your glucose your to a optimum level. Heart variability becomes optimum. It adds to heart coherence, adds to that. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to combine two things. We want to first combine the humming process. Okay? And the humming process is very simple. Breath in, hold for a short while, breath out with the hum. And you just follow the breath all the way out, all the way out. So the hum has to end with silence, right? And you just follow that, listening to it. That's all I mean by that. And you just repeat it at your own pace. Now, if people around you are out of sync with you, don't get annoyed, right? Start listening to your own hum, and you'll find that you'll settle in with that. The other thing that we want to do is that once we've activated this space, we want to then we want to get into the mindfulness space where we are now expanding conscious. Our consciousness is moving from the stillness into a little bit of an expansive space, right? So what we're going to do is we begin with a body scan. We go into the humming. We'll do it between 7 and 10 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Once, and you'll see there are kind of two phases to it. This first phase that takes us to a certain space, and then there's a shift. It happens in between. I can't tell you it happens at 3 minutes or 5 minutes, but it happens in between sometimes, and it's perceptible. And then when you hear the bell, we go into silence, sit with the breath, and then every bell you hear, you begin to listen to the bell, and we begin to expand our awareness, right? Allow the bell to take you further, so to speak. And the idea is that we want to combine our earlier mindfulness practices, which we have cultivated so well so far, is now with the sound practices, yeah, and see how that impacts us within our own space. Yeah, all good? Okay, so we'll begin normal, and we always begin with our posture. And so if you just want to get yourself into a posture where you are comfortable, make sure you're, and you want to take a couple of minutes or, well, a short moment um, to really look at your posture. So straighten your back, pull your shoulders back, do it very, very deliberately and very mindfully, meaning that you're aware that you're doing this. Notice that if you can, that the chest feels open. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. And your eyes are closed. And then gently bring your chin in so your back of the neck is stretched. And as you draw your next breath in, you want to bring your focus now to the body itself and just notice your posture. And see if there's any discomfort in the body or the posture itself. And next, we're going to use our hula hoop method to have a little bit more of a detailed look at what's going on with us. So we begin with the head. And as this hula hoop begins to come down, we begin to scan the body. And if you find that there's a pain or an ache or a tightness or an itch, a dominant sensation of some description, notice where it is. Next breath in, you bring your focus now to the seat you're on. And you want to allow the seat to hold you. Allow yourself to soften a little bit. Notice that you're supported. Locate yourself. And you will notice there are sensations where you make contact with whatever you're sitting on. And these sensations are within the body itself. From those sensations, you bring your focus up so you become aware of your hips. And as you breathe out, you bring this focus down your thighs towards your knees. And then from your knees, you're going to move down towards your ankles. Remember, you're looking for sensations. So you're going to scan the back of your legs first. And then moving to the front of the legs. And then notice your feet. Coming to the soles of your feet. Again, looking for sensations. You need to be clear of your intention. Next breath in, bring your focus back to the seat you're on. Notice your back is straight, upright. And on your next breath in, you're going to bring your focus from your lower back to your middle back. Again, looking, searching for any sensations that are dominant. And if there's no sensations, that too is a sensation. And then gently bringing your focus from your middle back to your shoulder blades. You notice your shoulders. And here, sometimes we can allow this part of the body to soften, allow it to unburden you a bit. And then gently bring your focus from your shoulders towards your elbows. From our elbows, we move down towards our wrists. And then notice the palms of your hands. Notice the fingers. And then gently bring your focus towards your eyes. Notice what you have awareness of. Darkness, lights, back of your eyelids. Recognizing awareness for awareness. Becoming aware of awareness itself. As you breathe out, you allow this part of the body, the eyes, to soften. Next breath in, bring your focus just beneath your nose. And you begin to watch the breath. Notice that your breath moves in, stops, and then the breath moves out and stops. Stay with your breath. Notice the four parts of your breath. Breath moves in, stops, breath moves out. Okay? So now we form the intention that in the next breath in, we're going to draw a slow, deep breath in. We're going to hold it for a short while. And as it goes out, we're going to hum. And after this, we're going to go at our organic space. Breathing in, stop, breathing out. When you're ready, Follow your breath all the way out. Stay with your breath, listening to the in-breath, listening to the out-breath. Stay with your breath. On your next breath out, open your awareness to all the sounds and noises around you. No judgment, simply waiting. Bring your focus just beneath your nose. Begin to watch your breath again. Next breath out, expanding your awareness to include your whole body as best as you can. Notice if there's any discomfort in the body. Notice you're still sitting on the same seat, supported. Sensations where your body makes contact. From there, becoming aware of your hips, gently becoming aware of your thighs, moving this focus down towards your ankles, feet, and then resting at the soles of your feet. Bringing your focus back to the seat you're on. Notice that your back is still straight and upright. Your shoulders, your arms, hands are relaxed. Your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Bringing your focus back to your breath. And now, as the breath comes in, we can sense a body. As the breath goes out, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. Breathing in, you feel calm. Breathing out, you feel calm. Just taking a moment smile, to smile at the body, express gratitude, accept and express love and kindness, whatever that means to you. Allowing the body to feel appreciated. When you hear the bell, use this bell to draw some slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently open your eyes. Take your time.